I will take a cable tester now and show you if a cable tester can recognize a VLAN. Do you remember? A VLAN, virtual local area network. I am going to take NaviTEK and connect a cable that goes to a switch. We have two switches. One is an HP switch, one is from Cisco. I want to make sure that NaviTEK recognizes my VLAN. There is a DHCP server. It means that NaviTEK should get an IP address, and what's more, it can check if we can ping the internet. It's a really cool feature. It means that you can verify that this subnet can access the internet. It's really cool. I want to make sure it all works okay, and we will test it. Here we go. I have NaviTEK connected to a Cisco switch. It is Cisco 867 VAE. Actually, it is a router with a built-in switch. NaviTEK should recognize this port. We can see 100 megabits per second already, full duplex. Now we are waiting for IP information. I want to make sure I get an IP address. As I said, we were connected to a router, which is a DHCP server. It means here we go. We have an IP address. Please note we have a host name as well. We can see switch 01 and the MAC address. Now NaviTEK is going through some ping tests. It makes sense to do it. It will try and ping things like DNS servers, default gateways, and the internet as well. We're almost done. Here we go. Now let's try and analyze what we can see on this screen. It is really important to understand it because later on I will assume that you know what to expect when you press test on NaviTEK. It is not the same test, but the idea is exactly the same. Let's start from port information. We can see that we are connected to a fast Ethernet port. It is 100 megabits per second, fast Ethernet 3. We are in VLAN 2. It is something that makes sense when you test your network, and this is why we pay like $1,000 for a device like NaviTEK to give us more information. We can see host name. It is a switch, but there is no PoE, power over Ethernet, and we can see that we have received IP information from a DHCP server as well. You can highlight anything you want over here and get more information. Later on, I will show you how you can save it and then copy it to your local PC using just a USB dongle. You can even use a wireless card. It is again here included. I did test it. It all worked okay. I will show you that you can take a USB wireless card, connect it to NaviTEK, and then download all reports using just a wireless connection. But in my opinion, it makes sense to use just a standard USB dongle. It's much faster, but we'll see how it goes because I am sure NaviTEK will keep adding new features to this mobile app. Let's move on now. Let's check some examples here and things that you can read if you just press enter. Let's start with switch information. We can see we are connected to switch 01. It is a Cisco 867 VAE router. We can see it's RS. It means it is a router and a switch, and of course IP information. Now we can see we have received an IP address from a DHCP server. We can see our gateway, subnet mask, DNS, and so on. Now ping tests. You can see that everything was okay. I will show you the internet ping. It says passed. Yeah, it is all okay. Now there are some additional tests that you can go for. First, you can ping whatever you want. I know you have a laptop, but it makes sense to do it from NaviTEK directly if you just want to test one or two websites. You don't need a laptop, and this is the main advantage of having a cable tester, a professional device like this. You can just use it to test the internet and any IP address you really want. It can take a while, but we should see. Here we go. we have all 3 messages back. Now we need to copy everything to a local PC. As I said, just go for a USB dongle, it's the easiest way. Then we go to Jobs, and here is an option to copy it to our USB, and then you can open it as a PDF or SCV file. Now an example from an HP switch. I used 2520G, and here is what NaviTEK recognized. We can see again host name, MAC address, port number 6. There is no VLAN. NaviTEK and Linkrana do not recognize VLANs on HP switches. I have tested 2 devices and 2 switches, but everything else is okay. Please ignore IP information and net tests. They failed because this HP switch was not connected to the internet. You saw there was just one cable. I wanted to make sure that NaviTEK recognizes my switch, and the most important thing is for me port number. It means that I can identify a port, and VLAN information is a really cool feature as well. I think we are ready to move on. I have some additional options to show you, and yeah, stay with me, will be fun.